Hey guys, Sharpend here. In this video we're going to recreate the underwater effect in the intro of Madeon's new single Love You Back. We'll learn how to take projects that sound like this. And turn them into low quality underwater sounds like this. So this is actually a very fun effect. You can hear it in the start of Love You Back, and it sounds sort of like an underwater or low quality export of the original song. You can just hear like some flanging or underwater stuff going on with the vocal chops. They sound kind of weird. And these artifacts come from a low quality MP3 export. So let me demonstrate. So here I have a waves ambience example that sounds like this. As you can see, we have content throughout the frequency spectrum. We have highs, lows, mids, everything. And what I did is I took a selection from it. I clicked on export to MP3. Let's call it example. And I set it like so. So I set the MP3 bitrate to be 32 kilobytes per second. Usually you set it to 320, but I set it to the lowest setting as possible. And I also set the quality to be the lowest as possible. And I set differing off. So what you get as a result is this thing, which is very low quality. And you can see that two things have happened. First of all, we lost all of the high content. And also you can hear like artifacts that sound like birds chirping in the background or something. And this basically happens because of how MP3 works. So MP3 combines the sample rate with the bit depth, and it combines them to a bitrate that is measured by kilobytes per second. So usually we have MP3s at 320, and as we go down, we reduce the sample rate, which means that at a certain point, we'll start cutting off some of the high frequencies. And we also reduce the bit depth, which means the dynamic range of the track. So this means that we get a sound that is more compressed and has less high-end content. And that is why we get some artifacts when you compress it so bad, and that is why it is also being low passed. So we get something like this from a sound like this. Now I wanted to demonstrate using something more musical. So here's a short improv project that I've been working on that sounds kind of similar to Love You Back. And I did the exact same thing to it. I exported it at 32 kilobytes per second, and I got this sound. So you can hear this sort of underwater quality in all of the vocal chops because they contain a wide variety of frequency spectrum content. And you can hear that it's very similar to the intro in Love You Back. I think that in the intro, he didn't export the entire intro to 32 kilobytes per second, and some bits are exported at a higher rate, and he combined like a low bitrate vocal chops with the piano to make it sound a bit more coherent and not just like a low quality ripoff of the original song or something. And I wanted to show you that we can go even further below. So I downloaded this MP3 encoder, and you can go even below 32 kilobytes per second to like 8 kilobytes per second, which gives you some really bad stuff. Like here's an example with the same project. So as you can see, we are getting even more low passed, and we also get like weird metallic artifacts. And obviously you can hear them more in a full song context. So I wanted to give you that example as well. So here's my song Lonely at 32 kilobytes per second. And at 32 kilobytes per second, you get this sort of low quality sound, but you can pretty much hear the track and it doesn't sound too weird or like flangey or metallic. But at 8 kilobytes per second, it gets really weird. So as you can hear, it also got distorted, but it's also very flangey and metallic to the point where you can't really recognize the melody sometimes. Definitely compared to 32 kilobytes per second. So my suggestion would be to use this as a low pass thing and as a subtle flanging underwater effect. And if you do use it, you should probably not include drums into it and just include soft transient sounds like pads, leads, vocal chops, pianos, something like the intro of Love You Back or something like what I did. These sounds get a very nice underwatery touch from this low quality export, and they don't suffer too much like a drum sample would. It would sound pretty weird and lame and low quality, but you can also try that as well. So yeah, that is pretty much it, and I hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video. For more content, make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well, and check out my playlists on the channel for other tutorials, track breakdowns, and my music as well.